So how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video I'm going to be going over the latest update for Apex Legends. Patch notes have gone live, the update is now live, and I'm just going to go over everything for those of you that haven't already looked into the patch notes. So to start us off, we are getting the new character of Lola. She has just been added to the game, and good luck getting her. Just like any other season when they add a new character, everybody tries to pick her. So it'll probably be at least a couple days where you'll just see everybody trying to hog her. But her abilities are pretty cool. Her tactical is Burglar's Best Friend, teleport to hard to reach places, or escape trouble quickly by throwing your jump drive bracelet. So she can teleport, that's pretty cool. Her ultimate is Black Market Boutique. Place a portable device that allows you to teleport nearby loot to your inventory. Each friendly or enemy legend can take up to 2 items. So any loot that is nearby will just automatically teleport to her little store. That way you don't have to go looking for it. So that's neat. And then her passive is Eye for Quality. Nearby epic and legendary loot can be seen through walls. The range is the same as the Black Market Boutique. So anytime you face a Lola, odds are she probably has some of the best gear. So it's kind of high risk, high reward when you face her, because if you manage to kill her, you can steal all her loot. But she might be pretty difficult to take out if she's rocking all that gold purple armor and stuff. And then moving forward, we have some map changes. They're updating Kings Canyon. They are getting rid of Skull Town and Thunderdome, and they are replacing it with an offshore rig. So that portion of the map is getting completely changed. That, and they're adding a little bit of tweaks just throughout the map, some random camps, and just some things that are going to look a little bit different throughout the entire map. But nothing too crazy. It's not like we're getting a completely new map. They're just changing a little bit of the areas. Then they are adding this new addition to the map called Charge Towers. Charge Towers are new devices unearthed in the excavation of Kings Canyon. Activate them to grant a full ultimate charge to any legend standing on the platform when the charge blast goes out. That's pretty cool. It will just automatically refill your ultimate. So this could be pretty handy in certain situations, like if the fight's going down and you use your ultimate, you could potentially use it twice in a row. So I think that's an interesting change. Then they added a season quest, The Broken Ghost. It says a season-long search for 9 pieces of mysterious relic. Find your first daily treasure pack in any competitive match to get started on your hunt, and enjoy your free weekly drops of new story gameplay rewards along the way. And then something I think is really cool that I think every game should probably add is this reconnect feature. It says players that leave a match unexpectedly can now rejoin their match in progress. Unexpected means exiting the match through any means other than system menu, including crashing, Alt F4, or dashboarding to close the game on console. To reconnect, simply restart the game and enter the lobby. The game will automatically attempt to reconnect you if the match is still valid. If your squad is still alive and your chance to reconnect hasn't timed out, reconnect will be available for all competitive modes. So I think that's really cool. I've crashed a few times playing this game, which has royally pissed me off. And I mean, that's never good in any Battle Royale game if you make it in like the top 10 or whatever and you freeze or crash or disconnect. So I think that's a cool feature. I don't think it'll come in that handy. Like, odds are you're probably gonna die if your character's just standing still and you disconnect. But at least you have a chance of rejoining now, and I think that goes a long way, and that's a really good change. Then we have the individual character changes. We got some buffs and some nerfs in here. We have Mirage getting a bit of a buff. His tactical is Psych Out. Says pressing the character utility action buttons allows Mirage to gain control of his decoy. When controlling the decoy, it will mimic Mirage's every move. Decoys now last for 60 seconds. Releasing another decoy will remove the previous decoy. So now the decoys are a lot better. I mean, that's going to make a big difference. The decoys always kind of sucked because you just told them to go in one direction and it was always obvious that they were a decoy. So I think this will actually make him a lot better. His ultimate, Life of the Party, Mirage deploys a team of decoys that now mimic his every move, and the cooldowns for 60 seconds. So now his ultimate, all those little mini versions of himself will also mimic his every move, so that's pretty cool. His passive is Now You See Me. In addition to cloaking when down, Mirage also cloaks when using a respawn beacon and reviving a teammate. So now he will be cloaked when he's saving his teammate, so that's pretty cool. And then Mirage's You Got Bamboozled voice line will now only trigger when he actually bamboozles somebody. And then Bloodhound is getting a bit of a buff. It says increase his sonar detection from 3 to 4 seconds and decrease the cooldown from 35 to 25 seconds. So now he can use it a lot lot more often, and I think that'll get a little bit more people to play with Bloodhound. And then Crypto, his tactical drone. Crypto can now ping banners while in the drone to warn teammates of nearby squads. And then Lifeline, increase Lifeline bin ratio to 20%, remove knockdown shields from secret compartment loot pool. So that could be seen as a nerf if you like to get knockdown shields from her ultimate ability. Then Caustic, designer note, it says this is something that's a bit of an experiment. We'll be keeping an eye out to make sure this change doesn't degenerate player behavior. It says friendly gas no longer slows teammates, which I think that's a good change. And it says caustic traps are no longer triggered from the other side of a door. And then for Octane, it says this is also a designer note, a first step in pushing more team utility for Octane. We have more updates planned, but they didn't make the cut for this patch. The launch pad cooldown is reduced from 90 to now 60 seconds. And then we have Gibby. Me and my friends call him Gibby for some reason. It says, designer note, the internal data shows that Gibby's performance in individual fights is a good place, but we want to bring down his power a bit in team fights. And they reduced his dome shield from 18 to 12 seconds, so he's getting a bit of a nerf. And then what's very controversial in the community right now is that Pathfinder gets an absolute major nerf. They basically just didn't want Pathfinder to use his grapple hook in the middle of a fight, which the devs think's a little bit too OP. So they are increasing the grapple hook from 15 all the way up to 35 seconds, which I think is just ridiculous. I would have maybe understood from 15 to 20 seconds, but all the way up to 35 seconds, it's going to feel like you almost never get to use Pathfinder's ability now, so that's a major nerf. And then we have weapon and loot updates. They're adding the Longbow, Hemlock, Spitfire, Eva, and RE45 up to gold weapons that you can find. The Mastiff is being rotated out of a care package and making it a regular weapon. So to make up for that, they're reducing the damage from 18 to 13, the headshot from 2.0 to 1.25. They're basically just nerfing the Mastiff so that it's just a regular shotgun. And then they're replacing that with the Peacekeeper. Now the Peacekeeper will receive a bit of a buff to make up for it going into the care packages and replacing the Mastiff. And then the Alternator is getting a buff. It is getting an increased magazine size from 16 to 19. And then it goes up with each different level of magazine that you get. The RE45's damage increased from 11 to 12 and reduced the reload time from 1.74 to 1.5. And then the Havoc's recoil is increased, horizontal recoil is slightly increased, and the recoil on the first 2 shots is increased. So there's a bit of a nerf for the Havoc. The Longbow DMR headshot scales reduced from 2.15 to 2.1. The Wingman headshot scales reduced from 2.1 to 2.0. They're changing gold armor. Added perk, shield cells and syringes give double the amount per use. And then they remove the perk of 50% heal speed. So that's kind of an interesting change to the gold armor. And then they just have a bunch of various bug fixes and stuff. So I will leave a link to these patch notes down in the description if you guys want to check them out for yourselves. But overall, I think there's a lot of good changes in this update. I'm looking forward to this season now that I'm getting back into playing Apex. And now that Battlefront 2 has come to an end, I will be covering a lot of gaming news in general. So for example, I'm covering Apex today. I will probably cover some Cyberpunk, Avengers when it gets close to coming out. And basically any game I feel like covering news for, I will cover patch notes, update information, future content coming to these games. I just want to cover a wide variety of games instead of just focusing on one game now. And don't worry, if there's ever any Star Wars news that's worth talking about, I will make videos on that as well. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out tremendously, especially now with Battlefront ending and the algorithm is going to completely destroy me. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you are new here, and then if you haven't yet, go check out my second channel called Swanny Rants. I just uploaded another video yesterday. We're at 500 subscribers on that channel, so be sure to check that out. Follow me on Twitch at SwanyPlaysGames Live, which is where I will be playing this Season 5 update, so check me out there. And that is going to do it for me, guys, and I will talk to you all in the next video.
We would be honored if you would join us. You cannot resist